Thank you very much. You guys are a good crowd. Last month I did a show in hipster Brooklyn. Like, if you're not familiar with Brooklyn, it's a lot of people who are like, ooh, I'm upset, you look like gluten. Like, they're not fun. Like, they're great people, but they're awful audience members. Like, I couldn't even get to the beginning of the show. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing tonight? This person's like, I don't identify as a guy. I'm like, sorry, how are you humans doing tonight? This person's like, the word man is in there? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose this gig and become homeless. They're like, unhoused. I'm like, I quit. And then someone wanted to have a chat with me after the show, which is never good for a comedian when you guys want to chat. So they were like, I enjoyed the structure of your third joke. This was like, I was upset by some of the things you said, and by the way, I'm non-binary. And I was like, yeah, I hate Bitcoin too. Like, I mean, I know I look like the FTX guy with a mustache, but is that Mario or Luigi? I'm not sure. I think it's the guy in all the pizza boxes. Look at this. You know what I really look like when it's hot outside and I'm sweaty? I look like every angry, coked out chef in this city. Like, if you go in the kitchen, it's my face going, 86 to Katamari! Like, it's not... So, yes. I'm not from New York. Everyone thinks I'm a New Yorker. I actually grew up in New Orleans and I was born... Oh, you've heard of it? Great. I was born outside the country and became a citizen around the end of 2015, which is difficult, by the way. You have to learn, there's a quiz. The first thing they do, they give you a quiz, and they screw this up. It's like a year before they let you do it. So I was nervous when I walk in this room, and just me and this cute little lady. She doesn't say like, hi, hello, how are you? She just starts firing off questions. But here's the thing, she had such a thick accent, I didn't understand a word she was saying. She's like, okay, first question. And the president President of the United States. I was like, no. I want to become an American. I'm an American. My wife is not. I'm married to a beautiful girl from the Netherlands, so I get a beautiful girl from Holland, and she gets a green card. Yeah. And we got married quick. We got married within 8 months of dating, and she had immigration issues, and we didn't have the important conversation. Kids. I don't want kids. She wanted kids. I don't want kids. She wanted kids. But I have a terrible fear of conflict, so our son is 2.5, and... Like, it's nuts. I had my electric turned off multiple times, and I'm in charge of a human. It's crazy. But the day my son was born, the greatest day of my life, like, I was scared, and he comes out, and the nurse is like, you want to meet him? I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I just sort of pointed near him, and my son, crying with his eyes closed, instinctually reached up and grabbed my finger. Yeah. I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, you are going to inherit so much debt. Yeah, and my wife is pregnant again, which is, only 8.5 months. But my wife just texted me on the way over here. She said, thank you so much for stepping up and doing everything, and it's, and she's making a human. I'm like, whatever. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you do it, and you don't complain. And I'm like, to you, But now we're like picking a name. The name is so hard. Like, if you know any future grandparents, just tell them, just say this. That's a great name. Whatever the name is. Like, my father-in-law, who's like a nice guy, wrapped in an asshole, minus the nice guy part. Here's the example. We told him, I said, hey, we're going to name our kid Eli. Here was his reaction. We'll get used to it. Coming from a man who named one of his kids Chenda. My sister-in-law's name is Chenda, and she's forever been single. They can't figure out why. I'm like, maybe the name? I mean, that's not like a poetry name. Roses are red, violets are blue, I love you. Shemda. You can't. There's no yelling that name in the throes of passion. Oh, give it to me. Shemda. Like, there's no... I love these guys. What's your background? What? Afghani? I love your blankets. Afghan. Thank you for being proud. I have a neighbor who's shady about it. Like this dude, if you're not, he's shady. Like first of all, in New York, I can hear everything he's saying. I can hear everything, and you speak. The glass helps, but I can hear. We're in that internet one day. What do you want from me? You can hear everything. The guy speaks all these languages. One day it's Farsi, the next day it's Arabic, which is a beautiful language. Just kind of sounds like it removes all the consonant. Pepsi. Then it's like the next day it's French, the most overrated language on the planet. I mean, I feel like it's safe to make fun of the French because there's some kind of conflict. They won't get involved. But But French is the dumbest. Everyone thinks it's the language. Look, you speak French. All you have to do is make like a stupid face at the end of your sentence. You're speaking French. Literally twist your nipple. You're French. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. So I see him in the hall. I'm like, hey, dude, what's your background? I like to know what people are so I can celebrate them by making fun of them. So I asked him, and he didn't answer the question. He was not like you. He was shady. I go, what are you? He's like, I'm Persian. Like, Persian? What are you, a rug? I don't understand. Oh, Persian, I get it. You're Iranian. Just be Iranian. Don't be afraid that I'm afraid of you. Persian, what's with this biblical reference? Can you show me Persia on a map, Xerxes? I don't think it exists. I don't say other groups, hey, this is my friend. He's not from Turkey, he's from the Ottoman Empire. Where my Byzantines at? Mesopotamians in the house. You know what I mean? Just be proud of who you are. Like, I'm Jewish, I'm gonna call myself landlord. You know what I'm saying? You guys have been a lot of fun. Please follow me at Richisfunny. Have a great night. Thank you.